Alright, welcome back to another video. It is Saturday, September 28th today, and we're going to start corn silage today. This will be day number 1. So, should be exciting. You can see over here, I got the winch going for the silo unloader. We're lifting it up to the top of the silo as we go along. Just putting oil on the cable. So, yeah, we will see how day number 1 works out, but looking forward to it. Just climbed up the silo now. Dad's gonna lift up the unloader the rest of the way so we can get it set up. There you go. A little bit windy out today, but it is a pretty nice day. There you go. All set up to fill this 16 by 65. Alright, so the only thing I didn't go over yet was wagons. Went over this wagon. This wagon's running really good. It always does. That wagon, we thought just needed a shear bolt. Dad spent a little bit of time working on it, and it still had more problems. So we spent another probably 2 hours working on it, right around there. So yeah, that ate up a lot of our time. But we're gonna get started. We're not going to do a lot today. I think what we're figuring we're going to do is we're going to fill this wagon. Just try out the chopper and try out the blower. But yeah, we got that wagon going again. And that other New Holland I've been working on a lot. But that other New Holland needs a lot more work. Anyway. There's the cornfield. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start chopping at the back and only have to make it around half of this 20-acre field, or 3/4, because our wagons aren't very big. They're only 16 footers. So, yeah. Alright, so here's the corn. We just took Dad up. He's running down to the far end of the field. So yeah, this is what we're looking at. I'll go in a couple rows so you can see it a little better. So yeah, this is our BMR variety. It's a pretty nice tall corn plant. The cobs are around, I don't know, 5, almost 6 feet up from the ground. I was hoping for a little more grain on them maybe, but you can see they look pretty good. But yeah, the corn tested 64% moisture yesterday on the dryer. We did test from some of the kind of further end rows in the field. Can always add a little bit, so it is a little wet yet, but by the time we get everything running right, it'll be plenty well dried down. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go back to the farm and put away all the tools that I have out. So yeah, otherwise I'd get the drone out, or even maybe would be running chopper, but there'll be plenty of that this year because this is a 20-acre cornfield. So anyway, there you go. That's what the cob looks like, broken in half. Anyway, back to the farm. Over here putting stuff back. I figured I'd show you a sneak peek of something new we're trying this year. Anyway, that's all I'm going to show you. cornfield's just over here. We also got that put in this week on one of my days off. This is my grandmother's house, and we're switching it over to propane. We had an old oil furnace in there, and it quit. So yeah, now this is what we're putting in. So yeah, my grandmother and my Beppa still lives on the farm. It's a car in the garage over there. But yeah, just figured I'd point that out. Some things I show you, not even so much for you guys to know, but one of these years I'm going to look back and I'm going to wonder, what year did we put propane in? 2024, that was the year. There you go. There's Dad. You can see what we did. We left enough room in between the corn and the trees for the chopper to get by. There you go, there's the first load of corn silage. Not very full, but we didn't know if we could make it the whole way around. Dad's just filling a little bit of that New Holland wagon now. You'll see, he's just around the corner. You would have seen in the last clip that this blowpipe over here is dumping feed out under the ground over there. I just climbed up here and I taped it up. Yeah, a little bit of a unfortunate situation, but tape it up and then we'll put a new section of pipe on next year. So yeah, anyway, I'm glad it's not much higher up than one section of pipe. We're probably around a third of the way up, 20 feet up, so not that bad. Anyway, there you go. All taped up. Picking away, emptying this New Holland wagon. Got this loader tractor here idled right down. It's only at 1,000 RPM. And this one over here is screaming away, 2,500 RPM. So, yeah. Trying to take it easy on this wagon because there's a section of floor in there that really isn't that great right now. We'll have to see what we end up doing. Yeah, we got quite a few loads to make. We have 65 to make to fill this silo for sure. So plus 2 ag bags. So this wagon can easily probably see maybe 80 loads this year. So yeah, I don't know if it'll make it all the way through. We might have to end up doing something with the floor in there, but for now, take it kind of one load at a time, one day at a time. Alright, it is Monday now. We're over here by the ag bags. What I'm doing is I am leveling off dirt. So, we figured we had to do something different this year. Last year we had a really hard time bagging. That ag bag right there actually was one that went right next to it. You can still see there's a little bit of a hole over there from it. We ended up getting a forage wagon stuck in the mud over here. And then we also had issues where we couldn't get the forage wagons lined up with the baggers, so we ended up using 2 tractors to pull a forage wagon. It wasn't a very good experience. So we had to do something different. So there's a pile of sand there that we're gonna put down in here. Gravel would have been better, but sand is what Mom decided she wanted to use in here, so we're using sand. Because I guess the logic was if we ever farm this piece in front of the barns again, you can plant through sand, but you can't plant through gravel. Oh yeah. That's what we're working with. That sand there is the same sand that they use in freestall barns on the stalls, but yeah, there you go. So we're gonna put 1 ag bag here, and another ag bag will go on the other side there by that other New Holland forage wagon. Fueling everything up for day number 2. Still Monday. So yeah, I pulled this tractor up here like this so that Dad can back up the chopper after, and then we can just run it all off one tractor. We're still waiting for power to be hooked up to this fuel tank, so this is how we're doing it. But yeah, there you go. There we go. There goes Dad with the first wagon. We got everything set up here as well. The tractor's fueled. The next one's on the blower. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the next wagon, but he won't need that for probably 15-20 minutes yet. But anyway, there we go, first wagon switch done. So yeah, Dad is gonna keep making his way around the field with this wagon, and I'm gonna unload this one. I gotta meet him in the back corner with this wagon once it's empty after. Wasn't ideal, but I ended up driving through our lawn. Get this wagon. But there you go. I'm gonna do a moisture sample too. See how wet we are. See if it's dried down any. First problem of the day. So we hooked up this blower tractor later, and we swung the gate by and tied it to the blower, and now I cannot get the gate passed, so I'm gonna have to unhook the blower, or just the tractor from the blower. There we go, I got unhooked. Really? Please don't be one of these days already. I said it just pulled really far ahead off the bat. Okay, now there we go. I put gravel down here this morning too. I'm gonna hook up the blower again. load here now. It's not a very full load, but Dad would not have been able to make it all the way around the field for this one. And there's not enough room to switch wagons side by side in the field yet. So this is what we're working with, but that's fine. So we're just kind of babying this New Holland wagon along. Got the apron chain running as fast as we can in the beaters, but the tractor's running only at 1,000 RPM again because of that floor. Dad and I just switched wagons again. Gonna get out of the field again, out of that laneway. Cornfield we're chopping in. The field is much lower than the road, so the ditches are very steep. So you have to be able to hit them pretty straight on. This laneway here, we built up a lot, so it's not very steep at all. But that laneway there, I didn't want to pull out with the wagon on an angle, otherwise you can flip them. Never flipped the wagon, but I don't intend to. Again because the laneway is too steep of an angle. We used to pull wagons through there, but the wagons like to teeter-totter. See right there. So we aren't using it. dry. Well, it always does, but I just did a sample and got 54%, but when we did one on Friday, we got 64%. So that corn still looks a little greener than that. Yeah. We'll let this see. I'll do one later in the day. You can always add 2 points to a sample. So I went from 64% to 56 in basically 3 days. That seems like a bit of a jump for me, but we'll have to see. Thought I'd take a peek to see how it's filling. We are filling very heavy on this side and not very heavy on this side. I've been dumping almost all but one of the loads on this side, so I might have to climb to the top of the silo and adjust the distributor hood. But yeah, what, 4 or 5 full doors. Not really worried about climbing the inside because I've put in 7 loads in the silo today. There you go, another load unloaded. That was load number 10. There you go. You can see where the paint has been signed up. Now on the blower from all the corn silage going through. So yeah, this blower is just running like a champ. Really happy with the decision we made to rebuild it. It does a phenomenal job now. I've only managed to plug it one time, and it was kind of just a fluke thing, maybe from dumping too much feed in. I ended up plugging the auger, and then I think there's a little bit of feed in here. The only other times we've managed to plug it are if the silo's full, or this spring when I set up this unloader wrong and I put the wheel of the unloader in front of the distributor hood. Other than that, I haven't been able to plug it. You're able to if you really want to. You absolutely have to dig into the wagons, getting them unloading really, really quick. But you can bog this tractor down. But not that much, only 200, 300 RPM. So yeah, at the PTO we're running 620 revolutions per minute, and if you really give it a slug of feed in there, I've seen it drop to 570, so it's really not dropping that much, but there you go. Anyway, gonna go back to the field. See, Mom brought me some food to eat, which is nice. Bit of a issue with this tractor going on where it doesn't get enough hydraulic flow and then the steering wheel's hard to turn. We'll have to look into that this winter. Yeah. We always have to back up the wagons to get around the lower. Unfortunately, our forage wagons don't have a fold down chute where you can just fold down to make the unload auger a little wider. So it always takes a little bit of time, but it's alright, you get used to it. Dad's maybe waiting there. If not, I hope he took the corner with the wagon. Yeah. Filling it fuller because I haven't been getting very full loads. Maybe 3/4 full. He's right there, so I think he's unhooking the wagon. Anyway. Chain on this New Holland wagon here is getting lopsided again. We got the chain loose because if you tighten it up, it'll catch, but just can't win. If I had more time and I didn't go to college 3 out of 5 days a week, I'd rip this whole floor out and start again. But I just don't have time. This winter, we're gonna have to do something. I don't know. Rebuild one wagon each winter if I had time. We'll have to see. Anyway, we'll see how many loads it holds out for before it breaks, and when it breaks, we'll have to work on it. Field has opened up a bunch. We decide we're gonna switch things up a little bit. Just gonna let Dad keep on chopping, and I'm gonna catch up to him with the wagon, and then we will switch wagons. Corner with the wagon. Pretty sure it was getting pretty full. Oh, there's still a little bit of room, but it is getting full. Corn over here now that the field's opened up. This is our BMR variety. You can see it's just about as tall as the chopper tractor, about the same height. This here is the third last load before we're gonna stop to do chores. See, Mom went ahead and brought me some lunch. We're gonna eat that while blowing off this load. There you go, I can get one of these wagons empty in about 6 minutes and 15 seconds. They aren't right cleaned out, but they're cleaned out pretty good. Just climbed the silo again to see how it's looking. We put in, what was it, 17 loads now in the silo. We did 15 of them today. I'll have to count how many doors, but you can see we're probably a little less than half. Pretty neat. We ended up stopping one load early because that New Holland wagon is giving us grief again. We got to work on it again before we can use it. So it made 7 loads before breaking again. But yeah, I don't know, something's up with that wagon. Needs work. I'd love to tear them right apart, both of them, and rebuild each of them, but I just have such a lack of time between college and chores. Yeah, 25 hours a week I'm at school, then I have to drive back and forth, so there's another, kinda call it 4 or 5 hours. So yeah, pretty well 30 hours a week I'm not here, and then the rest of the time I'm here. I have a little bit of homework to do, and then try and fix stuff, but the wagons weren't really a priority for what to fix. I was working on stuff earlier because I wanted to get this blower going again, along with the harvester. But yeah, frustrating, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and feed cows now. There's 10 full doors in this silo, probably 11 if I were to level it. I'm not gonna, but probably a little closer to 11. But yeah, corn silage packs. We're doing another moisture sample right now, trying to see what the moisture actually is. I think my moisture test results were kind of skewed because I took the sample from the front of the wagon, or the front half and not the back half. But anyway, I'm gonna quickly feed cows, and then once I'm done feeding cows, I'm gonna start working on the New Holland wagon, and then once that's done, we're gonna get back to chopping corn. Alright, you can see Dad's over there filling up a wagon. I'm over here with the New Holland wagon. The New Holland wagon's fixed. Dad did most of the work to it, actually. I just did a little bit. It's kind of helped out in the end. But yeah, there you go. We'll have a nice full load, nice full Ford's King wagon to start off the night after chores, blowing off loads of feed. Earlier for another video I'm doing. We have a field of corn silage that we're selling the headlands off of, and the farmers that are buying it showed up tonight with their big self-propelled and a couple dump wagons. They've been working away at it. very full, so then I don't have to turn the speed down. It's been running it full throttle the whole time. All the big slugs out of the way. That into the blower now, just because I have time now and I remembered. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the flashing lights on the wagons. We really don't go that far down the road, but those things are pretty cheap. They just run off AA batteries and it's worth it. So we use them. And there you go, another wagon empty. The old switcheroo. That's what that wagon looks like from the back. LED lights and all that for this tractor was a huge upgrade. Been running them for a couple years now and that was good money spent. We ended up doing another moisture sample now that we're into the field. We're at pretty well 60% moisture. A little wetter would be a little better maybe, but it's alright for our tower silo. Back here now with all LEDs. Not really any spot that's dark anymore. It doesn't dump it off as smooth as the other one, but it really doesn't matter. The blower eats it pretty forgivingly. Alright, we're calling it quits for the night. There's one wagon left in the field, but the driveway where we get in and out of is starting to kind of compact. See Dad's pulling in there right now. It's starting to compact. And I'm having a hard time getting that New Holland forage wagon in and out. The last time bringing it in, I actually clipped one of the shields, the tongue did, So I'm gonna go ahead and put some gravel in there, spread it out to hopefully prevent that from happening again. The New Holland wagon sits a lot lower than the Forge King, so that's why I had an issue. But yeah, as you can see, it is a little bit of a drop down into the field. Anyway, there you go. It's not perfect, but that is an improvement. The hole that was in there is now gone. So hopefully that works. I didn't bring a whole lot of gravel here. I just spread it really thin. There you go. We're up to 23 loads in the silo now. We did 21 loads today. Very nice.